Hi everybody, it's Desda and I'm here to show you today how to make this positive negative Mardi Gras Harlequin nail. And first, I went through all of the nail strips that I have, my color strip nails that are open. And I took one or two out of each one that are gold and greens. That's the colors I'm using, gold, green, and purple, because those are Mardi Gras. And yes, even the Tutti Frutti, I took out the empty one that doesn't have a design because it's white, but has a beautiful green sheen that works very well on this manicure. Now I've gone ahead and gone through and cut strips into each of those. Probably the most difficult part because you're trying to get them as close as possible to the same size. And unless you use a Cricut machine, which mine's in storage right now, they're not going to be perfect, but we can work with that. So first of all, I'm going to start with a Clear as Day. Clear as Day is a nail that I opened the pack because I'm going to be using a lot. I also use champagne sugar. That's going to be my base coat under for the negative space to give it a little more sparkle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with one. I'll start with my gold. Peel it off the backing. Maybe. Try the other side. And I'm going to start down on the end. Now I'm going to go at an angle because I want a Harlequin diamond pattern. So I want to go that direction. So I've done gold and now I'm going to do a purple. This one I believe is Flake My Day. I'm not going to need the whole thing, so I'm going to cut a little bit and save that in case I need it for something else. Or a small edge piece like this here. And what I'm going to do is kind of rotate through and do gold, purple, green, gold, purple, green. Now you want to lay it as close as you can without overlapping. Try to get that as accurate as possible. Now most people are going to see these not right up close to them, and they're not going to see the small mistakes. Big mistakes, yeah, they're going to see them, but the small ones they're not going to see. Next I'm going to use She's a Trooper. I did a little bit smaller strips on my pinkies. These I cut a little bit larger, not much, but a tiny bit. Get that edge and then kind of stretch it and fit it right next to the purple. Bend it if you need to. Bend it like a Beckham. All right, now we're going to do some gold. This is the Blank from Glamiflage, a gold that has a nice green shimmer as well. I love those duochromes. They're so beautiful. Didn't want to stick there. There we go. Try not to overlap because I don't want that. You know, when you overlap these, sometimes they give you that, you can see the overlap under the color. Okay, now purple. I'm going to use I Want Scandy. Lay it beside. Stretch it, make sure it's as close to that as you can. Okay, now we're going to do a green. How about some Gaelic greenery? I need a, I ordered a Shamrock and Rollin' from my sister, but it hasn't come in yet. That would have been a nice green because it's lighter, but I have to work with what I got. So that's what I'm doing. So green and now a gold. This is Gold Coast. Gold Coast is beautiful. It's retired though, so it may be difficult to find. But I am fortunate to have one. And I'm starting to get to the edge again. I probably should have cut this one in half so that I can use the other half on another nail. In fact, I think I will try to hold that half up. Stick it back on there so I can use it on another one in a little bit. No reason to waste. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm gonna put it to the side and I'm going to grab another Clear as Day and I'm going to do another one of these and you'll find out in a minute why. And we're gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna switch it up and use different colors, but I'm still gonna go gold, purple, green, gold, purple, green. And this will make sense in a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna start this time with a purple and I'll use Night Terror. Oh, no, this is Magic Potion. Magic Potion is really pretty in this because it also has that green sheen. So it helps it blend beautifully. So same thing. We're going to go the same direction. Try to get the same angle so these will come out as accurately as we can get them. Okay. So I guess that's going to count as my green, and I'll do gold next. I don't have tons of gold. I'm already using champagne sugar as my base, so I'm using what I got. My Glamoflage. I've got a little bit of Ring It In cut from New Year, for that New Year set. Okay, now I need a purple. I haven't used Smokes on You yet. That's a nice duochrome. Get some different shades. Tear that strip off. Does not want to cooperate either. But I'm gonna make it work. There we go. Got it. Okay, layer, layer. Get it close to the side. And I kind of stick it to my X-Acto and stretch it so that it's side by side. And I can kind of move it as I go to make it fit where I want. So I have to bend it a little bit. That's okay. All right, now we're back to green. I'm going to go over to Scott Topic. Haven't used that yet. Gonna bend that a little bit because I'm trying not to get any clear showing through. Not that it will be that big of a deal. It's just me being particular. Then I'm going to use this Swiss and Tell that has the green, or not the Swiss and Tell. What am I talking about? Tutti Frutti. Sorry about that. It looks like it's deceiving because if the sheen's not showing, it does look like Swiss and Tell. All right. Get it there, hold it down, move it to where you need it. Okay. Now gold, no, green, gold, purple. Purple. Let's see, now Night Terror. Night Terror we haven't used. Or maybe, I think I'm gonna do a Bees of Nights because it's a brighter glitter and it's looking a little dark right now. It needs a little pizzazz. All right, so I'm going to set that in there, stretch it like that. Okay, I think we're good. So next what we're going to do, I'm going to trim the edges just because that makes it easier to see. Know where you're going. Doesn't have to be perfect on this part because we're going to cut this into strips again to make our diamond pattern for the Harlequin. Don't worry if it folds over, that'll come off later when we peel the back off. Okay, so now we've got these two, and I did two different ones because we're going to cut these into strips that we're going to lay on another clear as day. So I'm going to decide what exact angle I want to cut at to get my diamond pattern the way I want it. And I'm going to cut these strips as evenly as possible. Again, this would be amazing with a Cricut machine, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to set these over here. So I know those are one color. And then I'm going to cut this one. Same thing. Try to get the same angle as you did before. And cut strips so that you end up with what looks like a strip of stripes, but it's going to be really cool in just a minute when we put these together. Okay, so now I've got all of these pieces. This is where the magic happens. My favorite part. Okay, so I'm going to use a clear as day as my backing. I'm going to do this on my ring finger, so I'm going to measure it, the length there, and cut. So I know that is the size that I need. Now I'm going to start laying these on my clear as day. I'm going to start with this side, these colors first. Okay, now I want to get it on there so that it makes the diamond that I want. And lay it down. Now use that side. Now I'm going to use one of these colors. And the reason why is because if you do all the same, when you go to line these up, it's just going to look, the checks are going to look off. I don't know. May not bother other people. It's just a me thing. And I'm okay with that because I can be a little weird. A little OCD with that stuff. Okay. So now I'm going to go, I put it over there. I'm going to put one on this side too. So I need whatever's my longest one. I think this is the longest. Because I want it to go all the way across the strip here. And if it doesn't, that's okay. I can come back in a little bit and fix that. Again, we're getting as close as possible, but unless your cuts were measured and perfect, you're going to have some spaces that are off. No one's going to notice that when they're far away or just from here looking at your nails. They're just not going to see it. It's just if you take a photo, you post it, that's going to be noticeable because it's right up on your nail, things like that. But in real life, that just doesn't show up. Okay, so I'm back to the side. Gotta turn it this way. Okay, back to this side. Make sure I'm going the right direction. Well, that one doesn't match up at all. That's really bad. Okay. Don't worry. Not gonna worry about it. Nobody's perfect. Okay, now I've just had this little piece, so I'm gonna use this smaller strip. And I'm gonna save these couple of leftovers that I have to use on another nail. Okay, so now we have to lift that. We're going to cut the edges. See the back side. Trim, trim, trim. This is a more difficult one of these to do, I would say, for sure. Start easy. Don't start with one of these to begin with, because you'll just get frustrated and hate it. And that's not what we're going for here. Okay, so this little space that I missed before because my strip wasn't long enough, I'm gonna go and stick a color in here. I'm gonna use some of this that I just cut off and just fill it in. I think my hand is not very steady today. Okay, let's go trim that piece. And this by itself is already beautiful. You can put that on your nail just like that. Gorgeous, but a little busy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut a shape. If you want to draw it first on the back, you can. I like to give it a little curve. I like curves. That one looks a little yin-yang, but I'll go with it. Why not? Okay, so I'm on the back side and I'm just cutting around. I have something on my scissors. Okay, let's go back. Cutting around on your drawn line there. Okay, so now you have two pieces, and what's really cool is you get two nails. So I can put this one here and I can use this one here. Ta-da! Get two for the price of one. All that work. You can get two nails out of it. I'm going to put this on the edge because it doesn't have to fit all the way across because it is a positive negative. Like that. And then this one I'm going to do on my other ring finger. And I like to line it up on the edge because I can trim other sides. Okay, now be careful with this when you are filing off the ends. I recommend to either cut it first because those little pieces like to come off when you file. That will make it easier. Maybe put a top coat, then file. Same thing on this side. Cut the excess, put on a clear coat, and then file. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be finishing it up and posting my full picture somewhere on the net. Definitely on Instagram, probably some Facebook. Hope you have a great day and enjoy.